For almost 50 years, Literacy Advance of Houston has been providing free adult literacy education services to the greater Houston area. Our community-based agency uses trained volunteer tutors to deliver one-to-one adult basic education, or ABE, and small group English as a Second Language, or ESL classes. Literacy Advance also hosts family literacy events in our local schools for parents of small children, teaching them how to incorporate literacy activities in their homes, and giving away free children's books to start or add to their home libraries. We began as a small group of neighbors helping neighbors, dedicated to helping others tell their stories. Their passion led them to expand their reach, and Literacy Advance was born. Today, Literacy Advance continues to deliver this mission through our learner-centered approach to program design and delivery. Literacy Advance volunteers have taught grandmothers to read to their grandchildren, fathers to communicate in English so that they can work only 2 jobs instead of 3 and have more time to spend with their children, women to become more financially independent, and neighbors to believe that second chances are possible. Literacy Advance seeks to transform lives and change communities through improved literacy. A Houston that is 100% literate is a Houston that is 100% self-sufficient. We work towards this goal by providing opportunities to develop a variety of skills, including English literacy, computer literacy, workplace literacy, health literacy, financial literacy, and cultural literacy. In 2008, Literacy Advance began formalizing its program delivery to include collaborations that added literacy classes to existing service menus. For example, we now provide parent ESL classes in the Houston, Spring Branch, and Pasadena Independent School Districts. We also offer ABE and computer classes at other workforce development nonprofits, and community ESL classes in libraries and community service centers. These partnerships serve as a fee-for-service revenue stream and support the agency's sustainable business model. In addition, these collaborations bring volunteer opportunities to neighborhoods, schools, and other nonprofit agencies. Literacy Advance brings our long history and proven practices of volunteer management to programs that don't have the capacity to successfully support volunteer-based literacy. Last year alone, we supported over 300 volunteers who contributed over 30,000 hours of service for an in-kind value of more than $600,000. If we increase our reach, we increase our volunteers, and we increase the number of Houstonians helping their neighbors who might not look or talk like them. We have the opportunity to show the rest of the country what a successful, educated, multicultural city looks like. Assessing our effectiveness on a regular basis is part of the outcomes management system we've been implementing since 2011. Through the process, we've been aligning our goals and measurement tools to our strategic objectives. This has required us to change the way we report challenges and successes, train staff to rethink previously held definitions, and incorporate new communication tools to support board engagement. Through our generous donor support, we're also in the process of integrating a new database solution that will allow us to better tell our story and monitor our efforts. When we get a thank you letter from a learner telling us that they read a full book to their child for the first time, or a tutor lets us know that teaching their class is the thing they look forward to all week, then we know we are making a difference. Of course, there needs to be a balance between the head and the heart. To track our learners' progress, we use the nationally recognized, validated CASAS Adult Education Assessment System. We also collect data from the learners and tutors through our student success journals and tutor reflection journals. Developed as a result of our outcomes management process, we created the journals as a way to collect quantifiable data while incorporating the best practice of reflection as a support mechanism in the classroom. One of the most difficult things to convey to people who aren't involved in literacy is what it really means to function with limited or low literacy. We have folks in our ABE classes that come to us with high school diplomas and sometimes even college prep coursework. These adults are not stupid. In fact, quite the opposite, although they might have heard others refer to them as such. Something failed them along the way, and they want to change. They are resourceful and courageous, as are our ESL learners. Imagine moving to another country with your master's degree and starting at the very bottom of the workforce. And 70% of our learners are women, some of who didn't have the option of an education in their own country. And all of our learners come through our door with hope and determination. Sometimes, because consistent student retention is difficult to maintain, people can assume that our students don't appreciate the free classes available to them, when nothing could be further from the truth. More often than not, they're simply trying to juggle their numerous jobs, childcare, lack of reliable public transportation, and the other twists life throws at them. They do all of this while finding the belief in themselves to learn something that it took the rest of us at least 12 years of school and a lifetime of experiences to perfect. Literacy Advance is the oldest and largest community-based literacy organization in the Houston area. We've grown from a small grassroots agency to one of the leading literacy programs in the state. And every day, we strive to increase our program's impact, to be the best collaborative partner we can be, and to offer a place where the community knows great things are happening. Our volunteers have permanently changed the trajectory of tens of thousands of lives over the years by opening opportunities through education and kindness. It's quite amazing. As we continue to grow, Literacy Advance faces the typical challenge most nonprofits are confronted with. How do you prioritize the needs of your community and remain focused on a long-term plan of action when you feel pulled in so many directions? In the past few years, we've asked ourselves some hard questions. We've included staff, board, and stakeholders in the answers. And we've come out on the other side stronger and more determined than ever. We're building our infrastructure to support diversified funding streams. We're adding evidence-based programming to ensure effectiveness. We're recruiting leaders in the community to share their expertise and time. And we're pushing towards a strong ROI for our investors. I understand that these are buzzwords, but they truly reflect the transformation that Literacy Advance leaders, staff, and volunteers are enthusiastically embracing. It's an exciting time at our agency, and we are enjoying the process of self-reflection. Literacy Advance has seen a 400% growth in its budget and staff in the past 8 years. Yet we continue to have a waitlist of learners needing our services and programs requesting to add our classes. It was estimated by the Texas Workforce Investment Council in 2010 that less than 4% of low-literate adult learners are receiving the services needed to increase their employability and quality of life. With additional resources, we'd continue our expansion through strategic partnerships that allow us to collectively serve more people with shared resources and synergistic missions. By utilizing in-kind space and facilities provided by our partners, and conducting classes in the neighborhoods where our learners live and at locations where they're already familiar with the staff, we benefit by maintaining a lower cost per learner than if either agency attempted delivery on their own. As we secure additional resources, we're focusing on our theory of change and working to incorporate solid paths of transition for our learners who graduate from our program. Literacy Advance is here to build not just literacy skills, but also to increase the self-efficacy of our learners, giving them the confidence and tools needed to bridge into successful GED attainment, post-secondary or vocational training, higher-paying jobs, and a long-term habit of learning. Literacy is also about the prevention of homelessness, crime, poverty, abuse, unemployment, and increased high school dropout rates. More than 1 million, or 25% of the adults in the Houston area, do not have a high school diploma. Literacy Advance is positioned to work together with those creating innovative changes along the K-12 continuum as an advocate and supporter of low literate parents, refugees, teens who have dropped out, as well as those coming out of the criminal justice or recovery systems and are working towards changing their futures.